So auction market theory, to like kind of visualize what this is. I mean, it's a theory, but it's the foundation of how you should trade and how trade is actually like coming about. So I'm going to be using a volume profile on this random point on the chart. As you can see, that the volume profile is kind of shaped like a bell curve, and that's kind of how you visualize auction market theory. So cool, you put a bell curve on a random point on price, but like, what does that tell you? Well, it shows you the amount of volume that's being traded inside that specific, in like the candlestick range that you've, I don't know, like charted or whatever. And the box in the middle is the 68% range. I mean, you don't really need to know the like specifics, but it's important because that is fair value. And I know that most people know what a fair value gap is, and I'll get to that in the next video, which should be about volume profile. But fair value is important because that's where price, the chart, the candlesticks, that's where price was transacted the most. That's where most volume in price was transacted. So I'm going to use an analogy to kind of explain it if you don't understand. But let's say a new iPhone comes out, right? That new iPhone is $1,000. That is the fair value of that new iPhone. But then let's say that loads of people, they like that iPhone, so they buy it. So the price of that iPhone goes up because there's less supply of it. So now, you know, it's going to go up in price. That's just basic supply and demand. But then, you know, people don't want to pay $1,500 for a fucking iPhone. So, and, you know, they don't really see the value in it anymore. So it goes back to fair value. And the opposite is the same. So let's say the new iPhone came out and people thought the iPhone was shit, you know. So then price, you know, not many people are buying it. So price will decrease. That's the other end of the bell curve, right? The price of the iPhone is now $500. But then, you know, people find out that the iPhone has the internet or something. So now the prices increase and it goes back to $1,000, and that's your fair value. And what auction market theory really is just price going from balance to imbalance and then back to fair value or new balance, right? And you can see if you put this on any chart, you'll see, because it happened. That's just how an auction works, and that's what trading is. It's an auction of retail institutions, like all these different traders who are putting a price on this thing. So it's pretty important, and you should base that as a foundation towards whatever you're trading. Like, for example, in ICT terms, balance would be accumulation, and then from accumulation we get manipulation, which is just price being manipulated to be a higher price, but people don't see the value in that. So then price drops. And that's your distribution, and then people won't be buying it. So then the sellers will come in, or the buyers will come in, and they will take that, and price drops. I don't want to make things too complicated, but it's a very simple theory, and you shouldn't overcomplicate it. Like I said, it's just price moving from balance to imbalance, back to fair value, whether that's the same fair value as they were before or new fair value, and that's it. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't even need to use a volume profile to see when price is in balance or imbalance, right? Fair value gap. Well, I'll get to that in the next video. The next video will be on volume profile. So yeah, thank you for watching.